Si j'ai jamais vu un circuit dans la situation vidéo, je dois comprendre, c'est l'argument qui nous sort. C'est pas fishy with the ASCII character that take too much time. So now we got something synchronized, we'll get one packet, and of course because we turn off the feature of recording, utility nicer. That's my camera here, either I look at it or either I work with it. So you activate first the decoding because it's available. Turn that thing on, decode number 2, turn that thing on, and we could also play with the zoom function, turn that thing, record it, you could minimize, and now you could play with the recording. Of course you could activate the table, but let's move this thing just a little bit so we could see everything in the same time. Sadly, we moved back and that now you could pick the time it takes, so we could slow this thing down, but basically we could quickly operate over it. So let's say we put 1 second of delay, go back to the beginning, and then use play. Each packet will appear one after the other. So it's a lot nicer on the new scope, and I'm not happy about that.
For update. So it's always worth checking on the EV blog forums, which I'll have linked in the video description, along with other things that you'll need to hack this scope. And of course, this may void your warranty, you may brick your scope, your house might burn down, who knows. But so far, a lot of people have done it as far as I'm aware, and there hasn't been any major issues. So let's take a look at what we need to do to hack firmware version 1.02. So we need to be able to access the scope over the network, so you can either use the Ethernet port back here and plug that into your router, or you can use a Wi-Fi dongle like this one. I've done a video on how to set this up previously, so I'll link that up there. Once you're connected to your network, I'm just going to put this in a folder called Rigol, and I'm going to move the Rigol vendor bin file that we just downloaded into that folder as well. And we need to specify port number 55.data. It's actually key.data. I think that may be a multimeter. So there are two options in this new Rigol DM800 series. There is the Android operating system or similar under the hood, and if I have to say, this is a very, very slow boot up time. Yes, it is a bench meter, meaning it will stay on mostly while you're working, and you can argue that you have to let it warm up anyway, but with this type of grouping. I quite like the way the keys are arranged here, the fact that they're fairly big, they're illuminated. Like medium or fast, it does so at the expense of, and it will also drop the number of digits on medium and fast you only get, and you'd go out of range. But if you're on the correct range, these function and 11.2 megohms, but again, only while being in a manual range, and only if that range is up to 1 volts, not any higher. There is not the best. There is a universal measurement function called any sensor, and pressing the Windows plus N shortcut, which as expected opened the Android settings tab, and here's a screenshot of the actual version it is running. Unfortunately, the trick with the USB Wi-Fi adapter doesn't work on this multimeter. There is something detected when I insert the Wi-Fi adapter, but when I try, and as you would expect from a reputable brand like Rigol, there shouldn't be any major issues with accuracy, and everything I could check is within the given spec. Pause the video here if you want to check out these results. I've also measured the standby power usage to be around 1 watt at 12 volts, and the active power usage to be roughly 7 watts at 12 volts, so it's perfectly generous power bank, but realistically, I think there are going to be very few users owning this benchtop meter while not owning any good portable multimeter, so that they would have to resort to. I know many of you would like to see how this thing is built inside, but this video is already too long, so the teardown will get its own separate video, which I will be uploading soon. So now I'll give you a quality, well-built instrument from a reputable manufacturer. The user interface is well designed, quite intuitive to use, but even coming from a reputable manufacturer like Rigol, such modern, complex instruments will have a built-in data logging feature, or I couldn't find it. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below if you know more about that. Don't have. And at the time of publishing this video, the lower spec model sells for around $370, while this one, which is the higher spec, for roughly $500, or in the EU, 340 euros and 440 euros. And you can also get that free carry bag if you order it now, which is worth roughly 60 euros. At least with LA Shop, you get that in the recently sells for less and
was Alexander again. I hope you like this video, and until you see you soon.